we believe strongly that, in order to captivate leadership in Nigeria, we have to look at it from a broad perspective. And in my opinion, nothing demonstrates clearly the power of leadership as in what the Nigerian young people have done in the entertainment industry. It's a clear leadership it's a clear example of success in leadership, even though it happened by chance. It didn't happen because the government instituted any particular policy to drive the entertainment industry. It happened from the sheer tenacity, drive, and commitment of the young people in Nigeria. So if you go to any country in Africa, or sometimes in different parts of the world, the Caribbean, even in the United States, when they talk about Nigeria, they're going to talk about Nollywood. They're going to talk about the Nigerian music industry. These two industries are just growing in leaps and bounds. And it goes down to who are the folks who created this industry? Where are those folks? Who are the leaders who were able to expand the opportunities in this particular industry and grow the Nigerian image internationally? And so we want to be able to focus on that at the Nigerian Leadership Summit. We also want to provide the young people an opportunity to say, okay, we also have a responsibility to the Nigerian people. We also have a responsibility because these our movies or this our music is being heard or being watched all over the world. And so what is our role? What is our responsibility in terms of putting the right material out there? I was in South Africa not too long ago, and a taxi driver, when I mentioned I was Nigerian, he was very excited. Oh, he watches the Nollywood movies all the time. But he said he would not come to Nigeria. And I said, why? He said, because he doesn't want to be used for ritual killings. And I was so sad. I said, okay, that's because you've been watching so many of our negative side of Nollywood. So some of the movies need to understand, some of the producers need to understand that these movies are being watched all over the world. And so the image of Nigeria, which we are describing or which we are depleting to the world, is the kind of image that they're going to capture. So yes, they have done extremely well in getting Nollywood and getting the entertainment industry to where it is today. We need to do more. We need to take responsibility. We need to understand that we are branding Nigeria. We're exposing Nigeria to the world. And so let's put out positive images out there. Let's put out images that will define, that indescribable spirit, that spirit of the Nigerian young people that cannot be destroyed or that cannot be killed. And that dream of the tenacity of the Nigerian young people. And so let's expand on that and let's glorify that and let's build role models using the strength of the Nigerian entertainment industry. And so the leadership in that industry are some of the folks that will be engaged at the Nigerian Leadership Summit, and we will be trying to create a new direction, if you will, for the Nigerian entertainment industry, using leadership as the arrow point. Basically, there's a crisis in leadership in Nigeria. The crisis expands at all levels. I mean, there's a crisis at the family level, there's a crisis at the community level, there's a crisis even within our religious organizations, there's a crisis in our political leadership, as well as in the corporate leadership, at the executive level, as well as at the rank and file. We believe very strongly that this crisis in leadership is as a result of the lack of understanding of the roles of a leader. Our people seem not to merge the two, with which what is required of a leader and the title being, having an executive title. The title does not make the leader, and there's a great difference between leadership and management. And so, in my opinion, we need to address this problem from the standpoint of education. We need to educate the people who are in leadership. We need to educate people who are aspiring to leadership, and we need to educate folks who are, the successors to those in leadership. To break down into the actual problems of leadership in Nigeria, we have a situation whereby most of the leaders are unfocused on the actual problems they're expected to solve. When I say leaders, I'm talking about leaders across the board. Corporate leaders, if you will, community leaders, religious leaders, or even political leadership. this leadership focus is not there. The focus on, how do we expand the opportunities for the Nigerian people? How do we expand the opportunities for stakeholders? And what do you do, in order to expand those opportunities? With the Nigerian Leadership Summit, what we're trying to do is identify and create a platform where the Nigerian young people can say, oh, where are the role models in Nigeria? We are going to present them to you. We do have role models in Nigeria. We do have Nigerian leaders who have done the right thing, who have created wealth, who have blazed the trail, who have identified opportunities and have helped to create opportunities for the Nigerian people. Now, these leaders, or who I will call visionary leaders, need to be brought together. And we're using this platform to bring them together. And then we're also going to be creating an opportunity for the Nigerian young people to interact with them. Okay, so why is the Nigerian Leadership Summit necessary? It's necessary because the Nigerian people need an opportunity to express themselves. We have leaders that, haven't really, accomplished what our expectations are of them. And so what we want to do is, let's define the expectations of the Nigerian people, and then let us marry them with the expectations of the Nigerian leaders. And then let's define what are the roles of the leaders, and let's put it together. Let's provide this platform where the leaders can interact with the people and say, okay, we expect this from you, and the leaders we expect you to play a certain role. And in that role, we expect you to do this or do that.